What's up, family? Man, we're going to begin a series on relationships. I'm excited about this series. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know exactly how it's going to flow. You know what I mean? It is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. I know that we're going to talk about a lot of heart-to-heart stuff. Um, I understand that the great majority of relationships fail not because of money. Relationships fail not because people cheat. Relationships fail because, man, we don't do what we're supposed to do. And we're going to talk about all of that. You know what I mean? We're going to get deep. We're going to get deep. And, man, some of you are going to be triggered. Some of you are going to have that aha moment. And, man, my hope and prayer is that somewhere in this series you find yourself, or you see, or you get some insight as to, okay, now that makes sense. Okay, now this makes sense. Okay, now I understand this. You know what I mean? Or why you've gone through what you've gone through, why you're going through what you're going through. People talk a lot about, man, communication. You have to communicate. And I agree, communication is essential in relationships. But how can you communicate what you don't understand? How can you communicate what you don't know? Think about that for a minute. I want you to just ponder on that. You know, you hear so many people talking about communication is essential. Communication is the most important aspect of relationships. Man, you have to be able to communicate. Nah, yeah, you do. You have to be able to communicate. That is essential. But before you communicate, you have to understand what the fuck is going on. You have to have an idea of what it is you need to communicate. And the great majority of us don't have that. Oh, we're going there. This series is going to be deep. You know, there's so many people, love. You just need love. You know, I was in the church for a number of years, and love. You just need God and love. And no, that's bullshit. And I don't mean to be offensive to anybody, but that's the reason why just as many people in church get divorced as people that ain't in church. They don't talk about, Christians don't talk about that. You know, everybody got Jesus, everybody got the Holy Ghost, everybody got the Holy Spirit, everybody got God, but they getting divorced just as much as the sinner man, just as much as the drunk, just as much as the hoe. People in church get divorced too, at a high rate. So the answer can't just be having the Holy Spirit. The answer can't just be having the Bible or having love. But we're going there. And again, this ain't meant to be offensive. This is meant to be educational. We have to grow the fuck up. And I know that offends people because I'm grown. How you gonna talk to me like that? Okay, stay where the fuck you at. It don't matter to me. It's your life, your choice. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But in 2024, if you want a healthy relationship, if in 2024 you want to take your relationship to the next level, if in 2024 you want to stop picking the wrong type of people and getting in the wrong type of relationships, if 2024 you want to understand why you can't find somebody, why you keep turning people off, you might need to humble yourself and look at some shit. Some real shit, you know what I mean? And this is what we're going to talk about. One of the things that I've had to learn, that when we hook up with somebody, we hook up with them, how they look, how tall they are, you know what I mean, their ethnicity, whatever it is that attracts us about them physically. And then we start having conversations with them. Oh, they're so funny, and oh, they're so smart. Man, they're so deep, and da-da-da-da, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Oh, they just make me laugh. Oh, they just make me comfortable, and da-da-da-da. We have all these different things of why we feel compatible with somebody and why we jump in a relationship with them. Oh, I could just let my hair down. I could be me. And we jump in relationships thing, and this is the one. Oh man, they want to do the same stuff I want to do. Man, we're gonna go to school and we're gonna get our degrees and and we want to live over here and we want to have this much money and we want to travel over here and we want to do all these things and we're so compatible. Oh, we go to the same church. Oh, we believe in God. Oh, we believe the same thing in raising kids and and all this stuff sounds great. It's great. But you better go a whole lot fucking deeper than that. It's great that they have goals. It's great that they want to do something. It's great that they have a job. It's great that they're intelligent. They're working on their education. That's great. It's great that they believe in a higher power. God, source, universe, whatever it is you want to believe. It's great that they worship and fellowship like you. It's great that they have money saved up. All those things are great. It's great that they have an 800 FICO score, credit score rating. Oh, that's just like, oh man, that's the one. Look how much money we could save when we hook up, man. Instead of both of us paying this, we could just split it, and man, he could save more money, and I could save more money, and we can invest that in the stock market, and we could do and all this. All that shit sounds good. But when you start talking about a relationship, it has to go deeper. And all the stuff that I've mentioned so far, as far as your credit score, how much money you got saved, your education, your spirituality, all that shit is super fucking official. It's superficial. It is. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I've jumped in so many different relationships because, man, oh, she looked like this. Oh, she's bad. Oh, I know I got issues, but she's bad. I didn't really understand the depths of my issues. Not focused on that. Focused on how she looked. She's bad. And I get in a relationship with her. And I realized that this girl crazy as fuck. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And what I mean by that is she's damaged. She's broken. And because she's so pretty, because your body's so bad, she don't realize how damaged she is. Because she gets all the attention from all these people, she don't realize the depths of her brokenness. Because nobody really talks about that stuff. None of the people pursuing her or pursuing that fine young man really talk about the depths of our brokenness. The depths of the pain and the trauma we experienced from our childhood. We don't talk about because we don't understand the issues we've gotten from being addicted to pornography. That's going to be a totally different video. We're going to talk about porn and sex is a totally different video all by itself. Because that's crucial. We don't talk about the shit that we've experienced. We don't. That's in the past. Man, I'm focused on my education. I'm focused on my career. Why am I going to talk about what the fuck happened? I can control that. And we push past that shit like it's completely irrelevant. We push past that shit like it don't matter.
focuses on something positive. I'm career orientated, man. I'm gonna be successful, and we're focused on all the shit we want to accomplish, and we're not dealing with the shit we've experienced. We don't understand how the dynamics of the shit that we've gone through, how that's gonna play a role in our relationship. We don't understand how the fact that I got daddy issues or I got mama issues, how that's gonna come up and surface in my relationship, and how no matter how career oriented I am, no matter how educated I am, no matter how successful I am, no matter how into God I am, if I don't deal with my mama issues and my daddy issues, or the fact that I've been molested or raped or whatever the case may be, my abandonment issues and my feeling less than and all this other stuff, if I don't deal with my fucking childhood, I don't give a fuck how successful I am in the eyes of the public, financially or spiritually, in the church or any of that other shit. If I don't deal with this shit right here, this shit is going to fester and grow and blow up every fucking relationship I touch. If I don't deal with this shit right here in my past, it's like a cancer. It's going to come in and it's going to seep into my relationship. Because I got daddy issues, I don't really trust men. Because I got mama issues, I don't really trust women. Or I'm mad and angry at women because I was molested by a woman. Or I'm mad and angry at guys because I was molested or raped by a guy. If I don't deal with my fucking issues, they're going to come back and they're going to haunt every fucking relationship I ever decide to have. Everyone. Until I grow the fuck up and learn to deal with and heal from that trauma. We're going there today. We're going there. And it is what it is, man. We have to grow up. You cannot have a successful relationship with a man and you have undealt with daddy issues. You cannot have a successful relationship with a woman and you got undealt with mama issues. Or issues with women who molested you, or issues with men who've sexualized you. And so many of us make the fucking mistake that, oh, I'm not thinking about it, so man, that don't affect me no more. Oh, I'm not mad at that shit. I don't even think about it. I don't even remember it, so it don't affect me. It can't affect me. It can't hurt me now. What happened 20, 30, 40 years ago, man, it happened way back then. That ain't got nothing to do with who I am. That ain't got nothing to do with where I'm going. It has every motherfucking thing to do with who you are and where you're going. Everything. I got into relationships with women because they were beautiful, because they were intelligent. Oh, they were career oriented. Oh, that's cool. You're a registered nurse. Man, that's cool. That's great. Okay, man. Okay, man, you doing this and I'm doing this. Man, look at what we can accomplish. Oh, I'm raising my 2 kids. You have a daughter. Man, we blend our families together and woo. Man, obviously you're a mom. Man, you're going to take care of the kids. You're going to help me take care of mine too. I'm going to help you take care of yours. Man, we're going to do whoop and da. But we never touched or dealt with our fucking trauma. From childhood, from our past. See, the interesting thing is, we want to know, have you been in prison? Are you gay? You ever been on drugs? We want to know stuff like that. We ask questions like that. The great majority of us have never learned how to be transparent and vulnerable. See, so we get in these relationships and we don't know how to be transparent. We get in these relationships and we don't know how to really be vulnerable. Because we've been taught being vulnerable and transparent makes you weak, makes you look like you're weak. That's bullshit. But that's what we've been taught. And so we don't talk about our past. We don't talk about the things that's hurt us. We don't talk about the things that's traumatized us. Because we don't want to appear to be weak. And some of us, we're terrified of telling people what we've been through because we're afraid they're going to use it against us. I'm going to tell you that something. If you can't be open and transparent in that relationship about what you've experienced, what you've gone through, you don't need to be in that fucking relationship. If you can't trust that person to talk about, man, this is the things I've gone through and these are the things I've da. If you don't trust that person enough to be able to have that conversation with them and they have that conversation with you, y'all don't need to be together. In the conversation, I don't give a fuck how great your chemistry is. I don't give a fuck how great the sex is. We have to grow up. If I can't trust you with the deep stuff, I'm really not going to trust you with the superficial shit. If I can't really trust you with shit, matters of the heart, shit that I hold close to me, how the fuck can I really trust you with anything else? I'm going into the relationship guarded, regardless of what I say. I'm going into the relationship not trusting you. I'm going into the relationship not being completely honest. See, the questions we need to be asking. How was your childhood? How was the dynamics of your father, you and your father's relationship? How was the dynamics of the relationship between you and your mom? See, unfortunately, so many of us, we hear this stuff, but we don't understand how it still affects them. What I mean by that, we've heard the stories. Oh man, my daddy wasn't there, or my mama wasn't there. My mama was abusive. My mama was, she wasn't really nurturing, or whatever the case may be. We hear all this, but we don't understand how that impacts the person. We don't understand how that has traumatized them, how that has damaged them. And so we gloss over the past. And it's like, it's okay, babe. You got me now. It's okay you don't have your dad. You got me now. It's okay. Your mama was a visitor. Your mama was a crackhead. Your mama was a hoe. Your mama wasn't there. You got me now, babe. I got you. And so we jump into these relationships, minimizing the damage and the pain inflicted on that person. And how all of that shit, because it hasn't been healed, is going to surface in your relationship. And it's going to fuck both of you up. And if you have kids, it's gonna fuck them up too. Because the kids gotta pay the price of you guys not dealing with your bullshit and healing from your fucking traumas. And so we jump into these relationships not knowing the depths of the pain, not knowing the depths of the trauma of the person we're involved with, nor do we understand the depths of the pain and trauma of our own shit. We're just excited not to be alone. We're just excited that the sex is good. We're excited somebody's here to help me. And we say, oh, they love me for me. They accept me for me. They don't even fucking know you. How the fuck can they accept you for you? And they don't know the broken and the trauma and the pain that's been inflicted on your life. They don't even understand the pain and the trauma inflicted on their own life. And so then we jump into relationships. And we wonder why they never work. We wonder why they always crash and burn. We wonder why something always comes up, something always happens. We wonder why this person, they just seem so disconnected and unemotionally involved now. Why they're cheating now. Why they're staying out late now. Why they rather stay at work late now. Why they're addicted to the stupid ass reality shows on fucking TV. How come they can't stay off of social media and all this other bullshit? Because the truth is, we're living a lie. We're living a lie. And there's some of us understand that we're living a lie. We're miserable in a relationship, but we don't want to start over. We're miserable in a relationship, but we're financially comfortable. And we don't want to have to struggle financially by ourselves. And so we suppress our frustrations. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. Most of us, if the truth be told, don't need to be in a relationship. Because we have so much shit that we need to unpack. So much shit that we need to heal from. So much shit that we need to let go of. And what happens is we have all that childhood trauma. And then we jump in relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship. Not even understand. Each relationship that we jump in that fail, man, that's excess baggage. There's more trauma, more pain that we have to unpack. And that's not even talking about being addicted to drugs or alcohol and the problems that they bring. That's not even talking about now I got kids and I'm struggling trying to raise these kids and da-da-da. That's not even talking about having kids. We have to understand that the greatest relationship that we can have, the most important relationship you can have, is with yourself. I've heard so many people say, no, the most important relationship you have is with God, is with Jesus, and they're still struggling. They're still getting divorced. They still don't understand why they've gone through what they've gone through. They still ain't healed. They got Jesus. They got the Holy Ghost. Family, I was a preacher. I was laying hands on people falling out in the spirit. And I was still damaged. I was still broken. But I was laying hands on people and they were collapsing. I wouldn't even have to touch them. I would just put my hand towards them and they would just fall down. That don't make you healed. Because you're used by God in that capacity don't mean that you're healed. It don't mean that you're okay to be in a relationship. I had the gift of prophecy. I could speak things to people and 3 days later, whatever I told them, whatever God gave me to share with them came true. I would see things in dreams that God brought to me. 3 days later, man, this kid was hit by a bike like I saw in a dream. This young lady's grandmother passed away just like I saw in a dream. God showed me different things in dreams that I shared with people. And a few days later, it transpired just like I told them it would. And yet I was still damaged. And yet I was still broken and should not have been in a relationship. Because I had unhealed trauma that I didn't even understand. We have to grow up. And we have to understand, man, I got to learn to like me. I got to learn to be honest with me. I can't be honest with other people if I'm not honest with me. And to be honest with me, I have to sit here and look at the fact that, damn, I saw my daddy murder my mama. My mama was gone when I was 2. That gave me abandonment issues. That gave me a whole bunch of other shit. I was molested at the age of 6 twice. That gave me low self-esteem. That fucked up my sexuality as far as me hypersexualizing sex and all that other shit. I've gone through some shit. Seeing my wife die from breast cancer. I've gone through some shit. trip is, by the time I was 25, I was already a single parent raising two. A 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. By the time I was 25. And so my focus wasn't on me. My focus was on, man, I gotta take care of my kids. I'm struggling to take care of my kids. Talking about relationships, stay with me. And so I didn't think I had time to deal with my bullshit because my focus was on my kids. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. We have to understand that, man, I got to value me. I got to be real with me. And to be real with me is that, okay, you know what? I've gone through whoop. I've done da. Okay, man, what did I learn from this? What was God trying to teach me? And so many of us, we think we learned not to trust the opposite sex, not to trust guys. Guys only want one thing, get your own shit because you can't trust guys and and women are fucking gold diggers. And so we learn this negative toxic shit, but we don't really learn the real lesson. We learn the superficial bullshit. And we blame women for being gold diggers and what do, and we don't own the fact of why the fuck did I pick her in the first place? What was wrong with me to make me even pick her? What was wrong with you for you to even pick him? I know he was abusive. I know he was whoop, but what was it about you that made you pick him? Stop blaming everybody else and start owning your own shit. You got to be honest with yourself. That's the first relationship you need to have. Can I be completely transparent? Can I be completely vulnerable? And if you can't, you don't need to be in a relationship with anyone else. If you're still lying to yourself, like so many of us are, you don't need to be in a relationship with somebody else. It's going to crash and burn. We're going to cause pain and suffering to other people, to that other person. It is what it is. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. This is not saying that you're a bad person. This is not saying that you're an unlovable person. It just says that, man, you've gone through some stuff that you couldn't control. And you wasn't supposed to control that. And what many of us do, we become controlling out of our brokenness. We can't control the fact that our mom and daddy did what to do. We can't control the fact that all these other people did that to us. And so now we're older and we become controlling to make sure nobody else do that to us. We don't heal. We become controlling. We become obsessed with never having to experience that again. We don't become healed. Man, we have to grow up. It is what it is. Hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, to even challenge your way of thinking. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.